Hello everyone, myself Sangeeta from APPA Public School, Kalburgi. Today I am here with the science second chapter, components of food. So all of we eat the food. Why we eat the food? Because food gives us energy, food helps us in our growth, food keep our body healthy. So we have to eat the food. A meal would consist of chapati, rice, dal, vegetables. Vegetables may be lady fingers or bitter gourd. In some meals, it consists of curd, ghee, milk, pickle, water. Yes. In a meal, what the dishes are there? They are made up of ingredients. What is ingredients? Ingredients, the material required to prepare a dish or a food item is called ingredients. The material required to prepare a dish is called ingredients. So these ingredients come from plants and animals. So the plants and animals are the sources of ingredients. The ingredients come from plants and animals. So these ingredients contain of some components that are needed by our body. These components are called nutrients. So what is nutrient? The ingredient nutrients. The ingredient contain some components that are needed by our body. So that is called nutrients. The ingredient contain some components that are needed by our body. These components are called nutrients. The major nutrients are named as first one carbohydrates, second one protein, third one fat, along with we needed dietary fiber, vitamin, mineral and water. So all these components are present in food, together known as nutrients. To get these nutrients, we have to eat the food which contain all these components. Do all food contain all these nutrients? Only one food consists of one or two nutrients. So to know that which food item contains which type of nutrients, to know that we have to prepare some tests, like test for starch, test for protein, test for fat. To prepare this test, we needed some solutions. That solution maybe in the ready-made form, otherwise we have to prepare. So how to prepare these solutions will be study now. First, now we study how to prepare the solution. That is preparation of solution. We require three solutions. First one, a dilute solution of iodine. Second one, we require a solution of copper sulfate. Third one, we require caustic soda. To prepare a dilute solution of iodine, first add a of tincture iodine half filled water in a test tube. So we'll get a dilute solution of iodine. Next, a solution of copper sulfate. Here we require 2 gram of copper sulfate. 2 gram of copper sulfate in 100 ml of water. Mix this 2 gram of copper sulfate in 100 ml of water. We'll get a required solution of copper sulfate solution. Next solution is caustic soda. We have to prepare 100 gram of caustic soda. Take a 100 gram of caustic, add in 100 ml of water. We get a required solution of caustic soda. So these three solutions you have to prepare. First one, a dilute solution of iodine. How to prepare? Add a few drops of tincture iodine half filled with water in a test tube. Second, a solution of copper sulfate. 2 gram of copper sulfate add in 100 ml of water. We'll get a copper sulfate solution. Next, caustic soda. Take 10 gram of caustic soda, add in 100 ml of water. We'll get a required solution of caustic soda. These three solutions we require to test for starch, test for protein, test for fat. So now we'll move to the next topic, that how to do the test for starch, test for protein and test for fat. We study one by one. Test for starch. Starch is nothing but carbohydrates. There are different types of carbohydrates. First we learn the test for starch. To prepare the test for starch, we require some material. What are the requirements? We require test tube, food atom, iodine solution, and water. What we require? Test tube, food atom, iodine solution, and water. How to do procedure? Next, go to procedure. Take a small quantity of a food atom in a test tube. Take a small quantity of food atom with half filled of water in a test tube. First step what? Take a small quantity of food atom with half filled of water in a test tube. Second, add 2 or 3 drops of iodine solution to the test tube and shake well. What is second step? Add 2 or 3 drops of iodine to the test tube and shake well. After shaking, you will use this solution for 5 to 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, you will observe that what we took the food atom, that food atom change into blue or a black. So next third step. If food atom change into blue or black color, it indicates food atom contain starch. If food atom change into blue or black color, it indicates food atom contains starch. So this do the test for starch with the food atom. Any cooked food atom you can take, or you can take a raw ingredient. So this is a test for starch. What the requirement? We require test tube, food atom, iodine solution, and water. Procedure: first step, take a small quantity of a food atom, add a water to the test tube. After that, add 2 or 3 drops of a iodine solution to the test tube and shake well. After shaking, you use this solution for 5 to 10 minutes. We will see that if food atom change into blue or black color, it indicates food atom contains a starch. After doing this all procedure, our food atom doesn't contain this color, that is blue or black color. So what it indicates? Our food atom doesn't consist any starch nutrients. So this is a simple test we can do. Next one, test for protein. protein, we require test tube, food atom, copper, sulfate, solution. We require solution of caustic soda, water. We require water. These are the requirement for the test for protein. Next procedure. First step, take a small quantity of solid food atom. To prepare a test for protein, we require a solid food atom. Yes. Second one, this solid food atom, you have to grind it or merge it. So the food atom, it should be become a paste. Then take this food atom in a test tube. After that, add a 10 drops of water to the test tube. After adding a 10 drop of a water to the test tube, next you have to add 2 or 3 drops of copper, sulfate solution to the test tube. Yes. After adding a copper sulfate, next step you have to add add 10 drops of caustic soda into test tube. Yes. After that, you have to shake well. Shake well. Next step, leave this test tube for rest for 5 to 10 minutes. After that, you will see that food atom color change into violet. Yes, food atom color change into violet. If the food atom color change into violet, it indicates that what we took the food atom, it is consists of protein. Yes, which color have to change into violet. If the violet color change, it say that our food atom contain protein. If the food atom doesn't come change into violet color, it indicates that what we took the food atom, it does not contain. So this way we can test for protein in our home. So to know that what we eating the food, which type of nutrients will be contained. So next one is a fat. So next for fat requirements. We require only 2 and piece of paper. Yes, procedure. Take a small quantity of food atom food atom. Next, wrap in a piece of paper. Piece of paper. Wrapping after the food atom in a paper make paper straighten. Yes. Straighten the paper. Remove that food atom. Let that paper leave for dry because our food atom also consists the water. Any water content will be present. It will be dry up. After dry up, water will be evaporated, and we see oily patches on paper is indicate our food atom contain fat. Yes, this is a simple test we can do in our home to know that our food atom contain which type of nutrients. So, test for protein, test for starch, test for fat. So, we'll move to the next topic. So, next we study about carbohydrates. So all of you know that there are 7 components present in our food, that are carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamin, mineral, dietary fiber, water. Now we study one by one. First, carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in a proper required very large amount in our body, because carbohydrates gives us energy. Carbohydrates gives us energy. So carbohydrates also known as energy giving food. Yes, carbohydrates also known as energy giving food because it gives us energy. So it is called as energy giving food also. It requires large amount in our body. So we move to next nutrient, that is protein. Yes, protein. Protein also made up of some element like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. So protein are made up of some elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. It is also, or nitrogen may be in the 2%. In that proportion, the protein is made up of by using these all elements. So protein required in our body because protein help us to build our body. So protein also known as body building food. Yes, protein also known as body building food because it builds our body. So who will do more exercise, physical activity, they require more protein. So protein is also known as body building food. It is also required in a large amount to our body. Next is a fat. Fat it is also nutrients. So it is also made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. But fat require very less amount to our body. Fat also gives energy, also known as energy giving food, but it is required very less amount in our body. So fat and carbohydrates both also known as energy giving food. Only what is different? Carbohydrates needed large amount, fat needed in less amount to our body. So we'll study some difference between carbohydrates and fat. There is only one difference between carbohydrates and fat, that is it required in large amount compared to fat, it required in small amount. So here carbohydrates give less energy, but fat give more energy. Then also we have to eat less fat, we have to take more in carbohydrates into our body. Yes. Now next we study the difference between carbohydrates and protein. Difference between carbohydrates and protein. So carbohydrates are made up of carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. Here protein is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Yes, what is the first difference? Made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Protein is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. So second difference, carbohydrate is also known as energy giving food. Protein also known as body building food. Yes. So difference between carbohydrates and protein, that carbohydrates also known as energy giving food, protein is also known as body building food. So third one, sources of carbohydrates. So the main source of carbohydrates is the rice. Here protein, main source of protein is milk and N. There are many sources of carbohydrates and protein. The main source are rice, of source are milk and energy. So these are the sum of the difference between carbohydrates and the protein. So next nutrients are so next is vitamin, mineral, dietary fiber and water also included in the nutrients. These nutrients will study in the tomorrow session. So up to this, I hope you will understood the lesson. Bye. We'll see in the next session. Thank you. Yes.